Welcome back to another episode. This is an updates video. Basically, we want to show you progress that has been happening on the farm. It's been long since we went to the farm to see what has been happening. So today from Kitengela, we are currently right now in Kajiado, like 30-45 minutes away. If you're driving, that is. If you're coming by, for example, public means it might take an hour or more. And we are choma boma, eating our nyama choma, very nice nyama choma, before we go to the shamba. Now today we want to take you through some of the behind the scenes things, or rather some of the behind the scenes that we normally don't get to show you. Like, going to the hardware to purchase some of the things that will be used for construction at the farm. So if you're new here, can you take a second or two to subscribe and hit on the notification bell? For our subscribers, we really continue to appreciate what you've done. You keep helping us grow. Our channel has actually grown. Currently, I think we are at almost 200 subscribers. By the time you're watching this, we might be at more. So thanks a lot to our subscribers. So let's get through to this. Whoa, that has been a hell of a journey. We are now back at the farm. Where we are at right now will be our chicken house. As I said earlier, we want to do kienyeji chicken, purely kienyeji chicken, and we'll start with these. These are the subsistence section of the farm. If you've actually watched our farm design video, you will notice that there is a subsistence section for trying out whatever it is that we'll implement in the commercial areas for the crops and the livestock. So right now where we are is the chicken farm under the subsistence section of the farm, and as you can see the progress we have. We've done 2 sections and within this other section it will be divided. So as you know, you don't want to breed cocks and hens that interbreed. So we have this section here that will actually be an enclosure for cocks and brooding hens. Brooding hens will be this particular side because they like the privacy. So we'll create some brooding nests here. Then we'll actually separate. We'll have them in 3 different sections. So there'll be a sections for cocks, which I think will be somewhere here. Then there'll also be a section for vifarangas. We call them vifarangas, small chicks, that are not yet ready to, mingle with the rest because the big ones always pick on them. So we'll have also another section for the chicks, and the last section will be for the brooding hens. That's why we have the enclosure. This is chicken mesh that will enclose it. Down here we'll have iron sheets that will actually go round that way. So that is basically what we've done. This maram down here has actually, I'll show you where we got it from. We dug the toilet that will be used at the farm, the latrine. So all these maram that you can see and also the rocks are actually from the farm. We didn't buy anything with regards to that. So if you have a farm, kindly utilize whatever it is that is on your farm. Like my farm has a rocky section. If you remember the farm design area, the farm design video, we talked about the rocky section on the southern side. So we got all these rocks. All these rocks that you can see are from actually the livestock section, which is somehow rocky. So utilize whatever it is that you have in the farm. The maram on top was from digging the pit latrine. So we got everything there. So all we just need to do is to get ballast and sand and cement, to do the topping. so that after that we can now use wood shavings to, you know, create the beddings for the chicken. And that's it. Basically, we have the roof, we've done everything, we have the wire mesh here, so there's enough lighting coming through. So this will actually be the main door. So we hope in the next 1 or 2 weeks we'll have this particular house very ready for occupancy. So I hope it will be a nice thing. We'll come and see the final design. We'll come and see the final house once it's done. Now let me take you to the toilet that was dug, so that you see where we got that maram from. So let's go. So before we go to the pit latrine, remember in one of the episodes we talked about the holes that are actually dug by wild animals in my farm. So one of it is here. It's very big, by the way. These are the holes that I said we need to fill with rocks. So I've told my farm guy, once he gets those big boulders in the farm, he should actually fill in these, because this might be dangerous, considering sometimes he has a young boy, and his young boy might at night be moving, and then he meets a hyena that stays in here. This is so big. It's too big. This one needs to be filled. Yeah, and it's not only these. We have another one here. There is another one here. Yeah, a big one also that needs also to be filled. And there are several actually around the farm, so we really need to fill them. But this one is kind of not in use, because I can see plants have actually started growing. But that one, I'm 100% sure there is something that lives inside there. So when you have a farm, kindly make sure if you have those holes, fill them in with boulders, so that you don't allow animals to live, wild animals to live within. So I think there's a squirrel there, or a hyena or something. I don't know. So let's go to the latrine. Yeah, so now we are actually at the latrine. As you can see, we dug a 15-foot latrine here, and you can see the soil around it. It's the maram that we used at the chicken house. You can see the soil, this particular maram. We call it maram. I think it's still maram anywhere you find it. This is what we've used before we korogea the chicken house. It was actually gotten here, but then again you can see at the top we've done a foundation. And remember, before we came here we had to go through hardware shops and all that. At least we get it's called a damp paper or something, damp paper, the black paper. So there is the damp paper that will be placed on top. Then there'll also be there's a wire that they always put whenever you do the concrete on top. And then there is, of course, the kukorogea with ballast, sand, and cement mixed together. So I hope you will, once it's done, the latrine is done, you'll be able to see the full picture. Now at the top, we don't want to put like a wall latrine. It will just be an iron sheet made latrine, but the foundation should actually be very strong to be able to hold it together. And the guy has done a really perfect job with whatever it is that was available. So once it's done, again we'll come and do an update for you. Of course we can't show you the loo itself, but tutakuonyesha tu nje. We will show you outside how it looks. But yes, that is the latrine. It will be here, and then on the side we'll have the temporary bathroom. So that is the toilet section. It's a latrine. We are in a farm, so we don't need like to start with expensive things. So it will just be a normal latrine. For those people who don't know what latrines are, kindly Google. I know some people might not have used it. So yeah, so it will be a latrine. So now let's go and let me show you some of the trees that we are planning to plant. I bought some pine trees. So those are the ones that we are planning to plant along the fence. We'll start with that other side. We'll start with the side where the gate is before we go to this side until we'll start with the gate side. So I've bought around 50 pieces of pine wood that we'll actually plant there. So I'll be able to show you what has been dug around the fence on that other side where the plantation, or rather the planting, will be done. So let's see the pine that I've bought. Maybe, I don't know if I bought good quality, so let's go and see. Then from there we'll go to the gate. Then I'll show you some of the things that we've brought in for the construction to be done. So whenever it is that you're planning to do your farm, wherever it is that you want to do your construction structures, just know that you will incur a lot of startup costs, but not as expensive. As I said, you go at your own pace. So let's go and see the trees. Because now, before we go to the trees, by the way, I've just noticed there's a plant here that when we were young we used to use when we were going to the toilet. I don't know the name, but these leaves are very nice, especially for people who want to go to the toilet and they don't have tissue papers, especially when you're at the farm. This will come in very handy. I'm happy. I'm happy at least I'll be going to the toilet in a traditional way. So we have a plant here that we can use. So even if we forget buying tissue papers, we are sorted. For those people who know the name, kindly comment on the comment section. Just tell us what the name of this particular plant is. They have nice soft leaves that you can use to do whatever it is that you want to do in the toilet. Natural tissue with a velvet filling. Yeah. So now, for a farm to perfectly work the way you want, you really need water. And where we are right now, I don't know if you've seen a picture of this place before. This particular sand was, is this called sand? Soil, eh? Before this soil was actually placed on it. We had some concrete there. I think when I was even shooting the farm design video, it was only concrete. There was no soil around it. But right now we want to put a 10,000 liter tank around here. So we found out that the concrete was somehow small. So we have to, try to expand it, or rather to make it bigger using this particular soil. But now I'm trying to figure out how it will work, but we'll just find a way. So we've connected water from our neighbor just across. We have a neighbor across who has a borehole dug. So we just thought for it to be cheaper for us, we don't need to dig a borehole, but we can just connect ourselves to their borehole. So as you can see, we've dug, there is a pipe here that comes directly from my neighbor just across, and that will be the pipe that will be filling the 10,000 liter tank that will be here. So once water fills the tank, we'll have an outlet towards the tap that my farm guy will use to collect water. Now that is with regards to the water tank. Another update I wanted to give you is with regards to our fence. Remember I told you we actually got some pine trees that we want to plant along the fence. Yeah, so the first row will actually be just exactly after the fence. We'll have the maypole all around the farm. Then we'll give it a meter. Then we'll have, for example, if a meter is here, we'll have the first row of the pine trees. Then again, we'll give it another, like a half a meter, or half a meter to 1 meter. Then we'll have the second row of pine trees. So on this line, because this is where the wind comes from mostly, we'll have 2 rows of trees. Then all around the other sides, we'll have only 1 row of pine trees. But we'll be mixing. We have trees that are actually helpful when it comes to the shade. So we'll be mixing when it comes to the other side. But this side will be fully pine trees, 2 rows of pine trees, plus the maypole fence. So that is also another update. And then just to prevent goats from, eating my maypole fence when it's still small, we've decided, instead of putting a chain link fence is very expensive. So we've decided to use chicken mesh. I hope it will be durable. We want to try that. So we'll put chicken mesh on the outside of this particular fence. We'll dig down so that at least it can be stable enough. And we hope that it will actually prevent goats and sheep from eating my maypole fence on this side. So at least you've seen the progress on the farm. As I told you, we are doing it progressively, pole pole, si hatuna haraka. So I've shown you the update on the chicken farm, or rather the chicken house. I've shown you the update on the trees that we're supposed to plant, where we are supposed to plant the maypoles. I've shown you update on the tank where we are supposed to connect water, and also I've shown you update on this homemade gate. By the way, my neighbor is the one who did this. Very nice. It's good to have good neighbors, by the way. So I hope next time when you're doing a farm update, we'll have taken bigger steps. We are thinking of at least by that time we'll have chicken in. Not chicken in, but chicken will be in the farm. Yeah, so we're also thinking of doing some crop planting or crop farming on the subsistence section. Maybe we might also do demarcation of the different section of the farm using live fence and the trees and all that. So by that time we'll actually be able to update you on that. Maybe we'll also do, you know, we'll create the path that you can see in the farm design video that we released earlier. So I hope I've updated you. Some people had asked what is the update of the farm, because we've never shown you the updates of what we've been doing. So those are the updates. As I said earlier, just go at your own pace. Don't follow what other people are doing. Go at your own pace, use your own budget. If you have anything within your farm that you can use to build another thing, use that. You don't need to buy everything. So that's it for today. If you're new here, kindly take a second or two to subscribe and hit on the notification bell. And to our avid subscribers, thank you so much. You help us grow each and every day. So until next time, changamka na ukulima. Bye bye bye.